What's going on, all my Arsenal fans and all my Mesut Ozil lovers? It is the one day called Poet here at Arsenal Nation. The show we speak about everything Arsenal. I bring in two fantastic guests and someone later on Skype. And today is no different. So the first guest, I'm going to introduce him as the Arsenal media Jesus. We have Mr. Adrian. Round of applause, please.
Yeah.
Look at that. True. Hollywood smile. I tell you what, I like that smile, I do. And the next person, I tell you what, just as important. Not just to us, but to Football Daily as well. His name, Patrick. Come on, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me, Po.
What a hero. You wouldn't meet a nicer guy. Wouldn't meet a nicer guy. Maybe me, but anyway. Enough about me, more about Arsenal. Let's talk about the great signing we've just made. We've actually signed somebody extremely early. It is Mr. Granit. I like to Xhaka. Hey, I like to... yeah, I'll quit from there. Look, man, I'm excited about this. Adrian, how are you feeling about this signing? How do you feel?
I'm excited. I'm not dancing, but I'm excited, I promise you. What excites me the most about this guy is that he's got leadership qualities. He's a fighter. Now, if there's one thing missing from this team, it maybe is a little bit of those aggressive qualities. We've got all sorts of talent, and this guy is a very talented footballer. He's got plenty in his locker in terms of passing. He can pass long, he can pass short, he can link play beautifully, but this guy is competitive. So yeah, Granit Xhaka, a perfect signing in my opinion.
So, all right, we've done our business extremely early. Now, that makes me extremely happy. Patrick, is that a statement of intent? And also, what are your thoughts on Mr. Xhaka himself?
I think it is a statement of intent. We knew that we had this problem area in the centre of midfield, and we've gone out and we've sorted it before the Euros. That's great. We've avoided an auction, and I love Granit Xhaka. Adrian's absolutely right. He does have leadership qualities. He's tough. He's a great passer. That's what really excites me about him. Often this season, we've seen us struggle to pass through compact defensive teams, and we've seen Ozil having to drop deep to play those passes through between the lines. But that then means he isn't in the final third to play the killer ball. Having Xhaka there means that he can play those precise passes in, Ozil can stay closer to goal, and I think it means we'll face less congestion when we get into the box.
Patrick, I think he's someone, that can just clip balls over the top for the likes of Alexis, for Theo, for whoever wants to run it in behind the opposition. So I think he's going to give a new dimension in that facet too.
Po was talking about Vieira. I've also seen him likened to Arteta when he first came to Arsenal, and Xabi Alonso. He does a lot of defensive work in there, and he reads the game really well. So when we see Alexis running in, this is a guy who can see that pass, and more importantly, can execute it.
Well, we're excited about this. The question is for me, though, what's next? Do we get a centre-back? Do we get a striker? Do we get a left winger? Do we get a new hot dog man? What are we getting next, lads?
I think a centre-half is probably the most urgent because Koscielny and Mertesacker is a very solid partnership. It's tried and tested. We know what they can do, but Mertesacker isn't the quickest. We know that, and opponents will look to exploit that weakness. Gabriel and Koscielny, are they too similar? Maybe. So I think it's important Arsene Wenger brings in a centre-half.
Well, I agree that we need a centre-back, but I think that the centre-forward has to be a priority. And I'm sure that there's somebody on the market who can come in, help out Giroud, and really complement that attack.
So we've heard what Patrick and Adrian have to say. The question is, at home, what are you lot saying about Xhaka? What are you lot saying about a centre-forward? Is it Morata? Is it Royce coming in at left wing? What centre-backs do we need? Leave comments and let us know, as we now move on to In Case You Missed It. So in case you missed it, but I don't think you did, it was St.Totterinham's Day for like the 950th time. So we're going to celebrate as well. Boys, big round of applause for another one. Come on, lads. You can't finish above us. You can't finish above us. But that's enough celebrating. Well done, Poldy. Poldy had this fantastic tweet to do. Oh, look at that. I'll tell you what, Wenger. Master chef him. Anyway, enough bragging about that. Let's brag about what Sports Bible also had to say about the colour of North London. It's red! It's red! Same colour as my jersey! And one more post we've got is from Szczesny. He sent us a little message all the way from Roma. He had this to say.
It's happened again. It's happened again. You know the rest.
So that was In Case You Missed It. Remember, if we've missed absolutely anything, leave a comment and let us know. We want to know everything that happens on social media to do with Arsenal. And that subject we were talking about was Arsenal finishing above Tottenham Hotspur. The question is, how important is it? Surely it's important, Patrick. We finished above Tottenham Hotspur again. That's important to us, right, as Arsenal fans?
It's enjoyable. You know, football is about feelings. Being a football fan is about enjoying certain things. And there's nothing more enjoyable than watching Spurs fans cry. And it was one of the funniest St.Totteringham days for a while. But is it important? Is it really important to our club? Is it important to the future of our club? Will it change our transfer targets? Will it change where we can finish next season? Does it actually change anything about our future? No, it doesn't. And for that reason, I think it's enjoyable, yes. Important, no.
But Patrick, it does matter. It really does. It was symbolic, wasn't it? That we always finish above Tottenham. It's what happens. And for that reason, if there'd have been a little bit of a shift, a power shift, it would have been disastrous, I think, for Arsenal Football Club. We pride ourselves on ruling North London. We did it again, just about. And I also think it was really important because this is the best Spurs team in a generation. They haven't been this good for as long as I can remember. Yet we still finished above them, and we didn't have the greatest season. We came out of this campaign feeling a little bit disappointed, yet we're still above Spurs. So I think that tells you all you need to know about where we are and where Tottenham Hotspur are in terms of ability and ambition.
You talk about transfer targets and people were trying to identify so we can win the league. Does it really matter?
I think that it's bad to finish below Tottenham, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's brilliant to finish above them. You know, like September comes every year, but we don't have to celebrate it, you know. St.Totteringham's Day comes every year as well. We can just let it go.
Patrick said doesn't affect our future, but surely that set a good mood for the summer. Just for all of us, if we had finished third, we might have gone into the summer feeling a little bit disheartened and not even wanting the new season to start. But the fact that we finished on such a high, it makes us, you know, quite excited for the start of the new Premier League. So surely that is the future?
Well, yeah, to a certain extent that is true. And also, you know, like, Adrian and I are slightly disagreeing here, but fundamentally, you know, we're both Arsenal fans, and this brings the players, it brings the fans, and it brings the manager. It brings all of us together as Arsenal fans, and anything that does that can only be a good thing. So if it makes team morale high this summer, we bring some players in and we go into next season on a real high, then yeah, sure.
I think what it does to Spurs, right? Spurs, they thought they were home and dry. They thought they had us. For the first time in 21, 22 years, they thought they were above us. They were about to gloat. We just kicked them in the stomach. They are feeling on their knees at the moment. So, ahead of next season, we're in a good frame of mind. They're not in such a good place. And that counts for something as well.
So, we've heard what Adrian and Patrick have to say about finishing above Spurs. The question is, what do you lot think at home? Leave a comment and let us know as we move on to the next subject, which happens to be what Arsenal player do we feel is going to do really well in the Euros? So I feel like we should get some help because we always need a bit of help in life. And we're going to Nicole Holiday. Nicole, are you here?
Hello!
Hello, darling. How are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Oh, better for seeing you. So Nicole is going to join us in this conversation to find out who we feel is going to be the biggest player from Arsenal in the Euros. Coley, who are you thinking?
I think Laurent Koscielny for France, right? He has been one of the best defenders for Arsenal this season. And I reckon, generally, across the Premier League, one of the best defenders. And I think when he's with a young, ambitious French side, who will obviously be playing on home ground as well, because the games are in France, I think they're going to be a very strong team, and I think he's going to be a key part of the defence.
Yeah, but we want goals, don't we? We want goals at the Euros. Koscielny, obviously, a fantastic centre-back, but who's going to be the person to lead some nation to glory? Adrian, talk to me. She says Koscielny. Who are you going to say?
I think it's a good shout. I really do. I think it's a great shout from Nicole. I think Koscielny is going to have a good tournament, mainly because France's defenders, their other defenders, are all injured or suspended, so it's all gone wrong there. But if we're going with a goal scorer, Olivier Giroud surely is going to be the main man for France this summer. I know they've got Griezmann, I know they've got Gignac, but come on, Giroud has got to lead that line, I think. And on the back of that hat-trick on the final day of the season, he's in a great mood, he's back on song. I think France are going to go pretty deep into the competition. I think they're going to get to at least the semis, maybe the final. And I can see Giroud scoring 3, 4, maybe even 5 or 6 goals. He could be the Golden Boot candidate for me. So, yeah, it's got to be Olivier Giroud. I think he's going to do the business.
Adrian went from 3 to 6 so quickly, mate. How about you, Patrick? What do you reckon is going to happen in the Euros? They're all in France. Bonjour, salut, all of that. Where are we going, though?
Well, I've got to talk about Mesut Ozil. He's the one player at Arsenal who's genuinely been one of the best in Europe this season. He's been the most outstanding creative player on the continent, in my opinion, only closely followed by Mkhitaryan. And I think as well that because Germany aren't taking a lot of out-and-out strikers, they're going to rely on that creativity really, really heavily. And chances are, if at the end of the tournament we're saying Mesut Ozil had a great Euro 2016, chances are that Germany won the tournament. That's the kind of guy we're talking about. That's how decisive Ozil can be.
What about Mr. Jackie Wilshere, Mr. England himself? He's had, a little bit of a time out at Arsenal, but at the back end of the season, he's back in there, he's looking good, he's fresh, he's probably going to be fitter than a lot of the boys because he's had a bit of a break. Surely he's also one to watch, Adrian?
Yeah, I'm having that. Yeah, Jack Wilshere, I think, is going to have a storming tournament. He's fit, isn't he? He's fresh. He hasn't been involved for Arsenal for the whole season, as we know. But I think that's an advantage. But people that say Jack Wilshere shouldn't go to the Euros, I think that's nonsense. I don't think they can remember how good he is as a footballer. He's one of England's most talented midfielders. He will do the business, I'm sure, if he can get into the team. That's the issue, because Dele Alli is on fire at the moment, and you know that Roy Hodgson's going to try and stick Wayne Rooney in there somewhere. So he's got a battle to get a place. If he plays, I think he'll fire. I think he'll play really well.
All right, we've had a bit of a discussion, everyone. I just want us to leave it with just one name, because you might have changed your mind in the last 2 minutes. Let one name from every individual here say who do you think is going to have the best Euros out of all the players, starting off with Patrick.
Ozil. It's got to be Ozil. Haven't changed my mind.
Coley.
Koscielny.
Ooh, everyone's sticking here. And has Adrian stuck with it?
Nicole can be very, very persuasive. I think she's made a great case for Koscielny. So yeah, I think Giroud's going to do well. Jack too, but I'm going to go with Koscielny.
Thank you. First of all, we've got a wave to Coley. Thank you so much, Coley. See you later, Cole. All right, everyone, at Arsenal Nation, it's been an incredible show. We've got to give a big round of applause for Adrian. Big round of applause for Adrian. Big round of applause for Patrick. We always discuss absolutely everything here on Arsenal Nation every month. It's the same procedure. Leave comments and let us know if we've missed out on absolutely anything. And if there's anything that you want to talk about in the next Arsenal Nation, leave comments about that as well. I have been the biggest Mesut Ozil fan poet. Take care. Love you all.
Before you go anywhere, don't forget to subscribe.